Duncan.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Can I please have, I brought my own cup, so in my refill cup, can I please have a coffee with an espresso? That way, if I'm late, no one will know I stopped and got coffee. What is it like to pump at work as a nurse on a full day? That's what I'm about to do. So come with me. Morning, I'm Mandy. I am the birth nurse. I am inspired by a friend who recently did a day in the life, and I thought it was really cute. So I'm doing one today. It's Saturday. I'm headed to work for a 12-hour shift, and I'm pumping. I'm bringing my pump. So come on. I just had to run in the house and get my Fitbit, because if I didn't have it on, I wouldn't have taken the steps at all today, which is truth, just truth. It's just fact. That's how I am. So got that, and well, I said Fitbit. It's not really a Fitbit. It's like a Bobo Fitbit. Well, walked in. One baby was screaming, and my husband was rolling out of bed. Both my kids are sick today, and he's home with them, but it's Saturday. I hate leaving, and I don't think I ate enough food yesterday because I had an awful headache when I went to sleep. I'm on the Whole30, and I suck at it. So I cooked some eggs and sausage this morning, so I'm rushing, but I have my pump and I have my parts and they're clean. So here we go. Oh, and this week, well, the last 3 weeks at work have been really intense, so I'm really hoping that it's not one of those days. Really sad or really crazy or just really overwhelming is how it's been. Well, first, coffee.
24, and you said, what did you want in it, sweetie?
Coffee, just hot coffee and a shot of espresso.
Did you want cream and sugar or flavor?
No thanks.
All right, I just got a hot coffee.
Okay, hey, we made it. It is 6:30, and come on. Seriously? 6:30. We're headed in. I'm headed in. You're coming with me. I'm excited. Let's not be late. Let's go clock in. Just over here. Just do this part. That's it. You didn't have to get my face. I did. All right. It is noon, 12:15, I think. I just helped have a baby. I didn't have a baby, but ooh, we're stopping. That was the elevator ride, and I stopped on every floor, so that was just awkward. But I work on the 13th floor, and now I'm on the 5th floor to the pump room, where I have to go down here, and hopefully there's no wait, but it's 12:27. And that elevator smelled like lunch, and I'm starving. So I helped someone have a baby this morning, bright and early, and now I have another patient. So someone's watching my patient while I pump, and then maybe I'll get to eat. So here's our pump room. It's actually pretty clean today. Got some material here and a hospital pump. So here's my bag. really wanted to weigh myself today this morning. I told you I'm on the 30, but I didn't because I'm not supposed to. And then I got here and one of my coworkers said I look skinny today and I look like I'm losing weight. So it's a nice little perk of Whole30. I didn't forget my tripod broke for my phone. So I'm having to kind of jerry-rig it. But this is where I come to pump. We have 2 pumping rooms in my hospital, and they both have hospital-grade pumps in them. Otherwise, we're not really supposed to pump anywhere else, even though I have. This is how it's set up. So it takes me about 5 to 8 minutes to get down here, and then I clock out when I pump and I clock back in when I'm done. So I like using a hospital grade pump. I think that it is smoother and more comfortable. So I didn't even bring my pump today, actually. I was just banking on using the hospital pump. Oh, and I use a Pump Ease hands-free. It's like a hands-free pumping bra, but I didn't, this thing, the holes go right there. I didn't actually wear, oh gosh, I look like a mess. I didn't wear a nursing bra today. And I always, at first when I first had my first baby, I thought, why would I wear a nursing bra to work if I'm not nursing? But of course you need access for the pump, which I didn't really think about. And now my baby is 14 months old, so I actually can fit into a regular sports bra again, and I just had that clean, so that's what I wore. So I'm just gonna undo it completely and pull it up. Oh, and only one side is making really enough milk where it becomes uncomfortable if I don't pump, and the other side has always made less. It's probably a bad asymmetrical latch since the beginning, and she was tongue-tied. She still just always had a better latch on one side, and I always just made more milk on that side. So I now only pump on my left side just because I'm too lazy to even do it on the other side, wash all the extra parts because I barely get any milk out. Wait, I didn't say I'm not used to vlogging. I peed before I got my bag. I always pee before I pump. I think you pump less if you don't. And I kind of found that out with my son, is I pump less if I had to go to the bathroom. So I always pee before I go. And then I fill up my water. My water was full. I had a ton of coffee this morning because my kids are sick and we were up last night. So drank all that, filled up my water. My water is holding my phone right now. But when I turn this off, I'll be drinking water while I pump. And it takes me about really a full 20 minutes to pump and be done pumping. But now that she's older, it can be like 12 or 15 and I don't have to wait the whole time because she doesn't need it for, you know, her whole nutrition, but she does drink a lot of milk. I've actually been trying to get away to pump for the last hour. It's really hard while working. I mean, other staff need to watch my patient and kind of like take over for them because I'm off the unit. And there's just a lot going on. Everyone has 1 or 2 patients right now, and it's hard to put that on someone else's plate. So I settled her and told her where I was going. And I used to not do that. Do you guys do that? When you're pumping at work, do you like talk about it? Not like talk about it, but I used to not. And I do now because I teach patients how to breastfeed and about breastfeeding. I've actually gotten a really great response when I say I'm pumping. I think that it helps them kind of see what breastfeeding while at work in real life looks and sounds like. I reassure them that I'll be back, but if I'm not there and it's another nurse, that's why. And they really responded well to that. I was kind of like afraid to say it and what would people think. But it feels like they feel more connected when they know that's what I'm doing. So I tell them, and it's hard, and we can then talk about how breastfeeding's hard and how old my baby is. And then when I say 14 months, they're like, oh wow, your baby's old. But I don't leave 3 or 4 times. I leave 1 time, but it opens up the conversation. And I mean, what's the worst they can say? Like, that's weird. I don't really mind it. But do you guys, like, what kind of feedback do you guys get if you say I need to pump, or do you? Let me know. I want to know. Sheesh. Okay. It's pretty much done. I'm pretty much done. The below is slow. So I'm just gonna take this off here. Always get those extra drops. See that?
It's easy to speak out of the way I live, but it's a 24-karat dream. No supermodel in my dirty jeans, but in my 24.
It's got my 7,000 steps reminder.
I am not pretending I'm born like this, a game for the reckless. It's so extreme and I don't really care. I don't really care, yeah. No, I don't really care. I don't really care, yeah. They're calling me a mad woman, mad woman, mad woman. Calling me a mad woman, mad woman. No, I don't really care. I don't really care, yeah.
I'm so ashamed. Okay, back to work.
It's trouble in your mind how I spend my time, but it's a 24.
Done. All done. It's 7:34. Back in the car. I have a weird fence situation going on out here, but made it. 12 hours. Only pumped once, but I could have pumped twice. I just had 2 patients laboring for that last little bit, so I just didn't. And my daughter has been calling for me all day, I've heard, so I feel terrible. She's got a little fever. So we're gonna go home and probably eat popsicles. Well, they are. Well, my son is, for his sore throat, and watch a movie and go to bed. But it was a good day. I changed my earrings out this morning. I think that's probably what made it a better day, probably. I'd been wearing the same earrings for 2 days or 3 days, and it was bad. So, that's probably what did it. But I didn't get to help any more babies come out after that. I didn't meet any new babies, but it was a pretty good day. Yeah. So that's it. Pumping while I'm at work as a nurse on labor and delivery. I want to know your tips on pumping. Do you guys use a hands-free pumping bra? What kind? Oh, I told you what I used. I forget what it's called. The Pump Ease. But I also like the Bravado. It's more like, it looks like a bra and you put it on top of your bra. And then when you pull down your pumping bra, it like has these 2 sides that are soft, and it can hold your horns. It's more comfortable. I've tried them on, and they have a really like wide band around your rib cage that's more comfortable, and they don't have a wire or anything. I look like ridiculous. I'm just leaving this. I'm not even gonna change it. I'm not gonna edit that. I'm just gonna leave it. All right, I'm ready to get home to my kids and eat some dinner. So I'm glad it was a great day. Thank you so much for coming along with me. Thumbs up if you learned something, and please let me know your tips down below. What kind of pump do you use? Do you use a hospital grade pump? What do you think is best? I want to know. I love the conversations that's going on in my on the comments on my videos, so keep them coming. You guys are rock stars. I love this community. We also talk about pumping and breastfeeding in my in my online course, but in the group on Facebook, all about birth and what comes next. If you're not there, you should be there. I'll put the link down below so that you can get there. It's a really good conversation. I love to go live there every week. And there's so many like smart people in there that give advice, and we talk about like what's going on and everything, all about birth. So if you have any questions, go over there, hit me up, or you can find me in the comments down below, especially in the first 24 hours after these videos. Thanks for watching. I will see you over in the group. I will see you next week. Bye. Tricked ya. Yes, I started driving. I'm also at a red light now. So sorry. I just saw 2 nurses. I know they were nurses from their scrub color, sitting outside of the parking garage on the grass together, crying and talking. Nurses are badasses. Let me just say, I just think nurses are the best. Nursing is such an amazing profession. I got to have a conversation with a few physicians today, and we were just talking about how different our jobs are. And I would never want to be a doctor, first of all, but I really love what I do and what I'm able to do. It's definitely, nursing is definitely like a special profession, just like I think like dental hygienists, I would never be able to do that job, and there are special people that can do that. But there's just a lot of caring and love that goes on when you work together in stressful situations for long periods of time, like 13-hour shifts, and you can get through it and you survive it, and you're helping people, so you're giving a lot of yourself. I think we give a lot of ourselves, and we get really close to our coworkers. I love my coworkers. I work with some really great people. They're some of the closest people to me in my life, and it's not true on every unit, but we do. We have a great unit. We have life or death every day, and I think that brings you closer because you experience things together. So those girls were debriefing from something, and my heart goes out to them because that's me a lot, and I debrief a lot to my coworkers because they kind of get it. I just shout out to nurses. You guys are amazing. You guys are great. You put up with so much crap, and you still want to care for people and help them have their best day or their best worst day. And I think that you are awesome. Thank you for what you do. And if you're not in a family situation where you work, then get there. Change it, make it happen, go somewhere else, because it is so good when you can just cry just as often as you laugh with the people that you work with every day. Oh, also the people I work with see me without my clothes on twice a day, so we're pretty tight, and they love me anyways, which is nice. So I just wish I could give those nurses a hug. That just sucks because I've been there. So thank you, nurses. Shout out a nurse below, or share this with your favorite nurse. And thank you for doing what you do. Look at this, like these light rays are just like, oh, maybe what I'm saying is super important. Maybe you can relate. Let me know. Thanks, nurses. Hope you're having a great day, and cheers. I can't have a beer, but I'll be drinking some sparkling water with you tonight. Bye. I just need to get a new tripod, which is so cheap. I feel like I forgot.